on that video, well, why don't you just not have a wife or something? Well, okay, until you find one that's eugenic enough for you. Okay. But if you don't have five women helping you and you can put your penis in, that's set up as your kind of failure to launch girls so that sex can be used while you're getting better at things that get you better sex from the sex you're having, then there's a problem, which is basically that for us, sex is medication. What the hormone release during orgasm is absolutely crucial. So they get, instead of, since you're not going to be having this, let's give you this, like an antipsychotic. But that makes your penis the size of a pencil eraser, and it's a picture of it in my book. I'm going to keep reminding you and come back of the century. Like, well, right there, to argue that a medication you need to take, and yes, the side effect of it, unfortunately, because it's the right thing for society and it keeps you, I don't even know, parents don't even know what it keeps you, but it's the right thing. And there's some morality reason that you have to take it. And so that's one of the side effects. Also getting man boobs, and you're going to become obese because we feed you well. And so it'd be great for people on welfare, or even on welfare you can get fat, but people that have to work with limited income, because what it does metabolically is it just less food, more weight gain, less food, more weight gain. But I'm someone that loves to eat, loves to fuck, and loves to exercise. So I need that cycle. I need more calories, more exercise, more sex, and then we feel alive. So that would be the reason why you have a wife that you graduate from. And use as sexual medication that way, to keep yourself lubed up, keep the body moving fast so you're not repressed, which causes a kind of psychosomatic, it's unavoidable. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't hypnotize yourself out of it. If it causes you to, and this is what was happening to me on the psychiatric drugs, to try to numb the pain of it. So I'm not, rape somebody, but let me. Actually, and that's another thing we're going to talk about, is the word rape causing this heebie-jeebie reaction in people. Well, when someone that's weak, when someone that's a sickly is arguing for a right to rape and writing a book about right to rape, and the psychiatrist immediately, and what that is the psychiatrists are trained that way. Like, oh, right to rape, oh, rape is okay, rape, no, you need more medication, because that's exactly it. The person's now arguing to develop that speed of movement, arguing to develop the ability to touch people, because that's being called rape. That's an act of rape. But I digress. So to that point, people in I would guess it's very common in high equity, high cost of living metropolitan areas, certain suburban communities. I could be wrong, this is a hypothesis, but in any event, you've got communities of people that, in order to hold equity and make sure the marriage happens, okay, well, you're both going to get married, but because your life is sacred under the Christian religion that we have to believe in, and or whatever, so but it's unconscionable to argue out of that morality, to argue for a Donald Trump template, to argue for a Donald Trump 3 wives serial monogamy template like that. Okay, we'll use this first wife as a sexual medication. Will I develop the ability to cheat on her, which will give me the ability to have as my public facing wife a much better one like Marla Maples, and then we'll have Melania, and we'll go to the grave a very happy man. But so because of that, well, this medication is part of reality for generations, and this is what the antipsychotics have done and will always do. Cause these symptoms where the man becomes more of a woman and the woman becomes more of a man. They don't develop the breast, and it does have a great puberty. No medication says you're not going to, but because you're on this medication, this is a key point, you can both live dysmorphically. I advise living dysmorphically. It's not right that God made us the bodies we're in, and we shouldn't let him win. But on medication, it enables society to isolate you living dysmorphically. Well, we've got this money. We live in a high equity area. We've got these things around us. We can go to a fast food restaurant, and neurodiversity. No one mocks us when we're with our special wife. Prevent him from breaking free of it using her as sexual medication. That's psychopathic. All right. But the problem that creates is, how are you going to grab money off of neurotypicals? We have to grab money off of neurotypicals. I like money. I like food. I like sex. I like eating in places. I like going on airplanes. You got to grab money from people. And unless you've got an apartment building or two, I wouldn't even say, I think in one apartment, if you could give the kid an apartment building, that wouldn't even justify medicating the person. And then you can both live dysmorphically, thinking you're this tall, thinking you're this strong, but don't actually put on the muscle. Don't actually learn to be able to cheat on your wife and develop the speed of movement to make it happen, to have sex with the other housewives so she washes her pussy out in bidet, even though they can afford bidet. Don't develop it. I don't think that justifies it, because a strip mall doesn't even bring in enough income. Even if you were using all of the CFADS, cash flow after debt service, for the vacations you want to go on, the experiences you want to have, the places you want to go and things you want to see, because you only have this one life to live. And you can imagine your wife is a different person because that's the same feeling. Well, yeah, that's the same feeling, but it's not the same feeling if you don't have your eyes blinded. But we can blind your eyes because of morality so that you don't try to graduate from your special wife. I don't think that's moral.